to do.
I love
Discipline
friction,
is making yourself do something because you have to do it.
Despite friction.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't go to the gym. You don't practice. You don't like run your reps because you feel like it.
Yeah.
Because that takes you on the good days, but on the bad days, you know, where's your consistency? You know, discipline.
Discipline. And with discipline and good nutrition from things like melons, it's Sheets Melon. Does Sheets sell melons?
Not that I'm aware of. I was Avid.
Is that a true Sheets sponsor?
An Avid Sheets patron up until 2018.
I'm Wawa Gang for life.
Yeah, I'm a Wawa guy now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Right on the way.
Hoagie Fest. I don't think, maybe, I think perhaps Melon may be sponsored financially through Sheets occupationally, perhaps.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, perhaps. But,
That's full speculation, right?
oh, totally. Yeah. I actually like that forward smash, letting it rip because at low percent with Ganon on the edge there, Falco's got a pretty, advantageous state right now.
You know what's crazy is NoFluxes is so calm, cool, and collected that actually jumps backwards off the stage to dodge it on reaction. That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so far Melon with a bit of an advantage. Safe to say.
I do think, that's the real bet. That, I think,
shield.
is like, that's the chump check versus Ganon. Like, if you don't know, you can get wizard kicked while they're in the corner or you're applying corner pressure. I mean, like, it is just, it's a get out of jail free card, and it gets you, like, it gets them in a pretty bad position too.
I never thought about the names Wizard Foot before. Is Ganon, he's actually a wizard. He uses magic, right? So he's a wizard?
Yeah, what is a warlock?
Okay, so in D&D, at least a warlock gets their magic from having a patron. Something gives them their magic. Whereas a wizard
is innate?
Well, in D&D it's a sorcerer, but I think a wizard in other contexts is just someone who can learn it. It's not from someone else, it's from themselves.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Get my D&D nerd out on screen.
I do think, critical. I do think that, you know, maybe the Harry Potter franchise gendered the witches and warlocks, but I appreciate the technical definition because we want to know that this wizard's foot is not just reserved for a subsection of the population.
It's not a warlock's foot. It could be a mage's foot because that is a hypernym of wizard.
What's the class that transforms into animals?
Druids?
Druids, yeah.
Other ones get polymorph as a spell, but you're thinking druids, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we do not need to talk about this right now. We could talk. I didn't know you were a D&D guy.
Melon, not really able to close out those early percent leads, and I think that is actually pretty telltale of, or like that makes sense to me given that Falco can build percent pretty easily, but to actually get a clean hit to convert or like an edge guard on NoFluxes, it's got to be like an outplay, I think.
Yeah, I see what you mean. And you need a game plan for that. And so it's actually a problem with a lot of Falcos in particular because you like the character because of the strong combo game, maybe because of the neutral control if you're that type of person.
Bang, bang.
Yeah, but your game plan needs to go end-to-end. You can't quit in the fourth quarter, right?
Yeah.
Or the ninth inning.
You need to
or the third period.
Or game 3. Or last stock.
Yeah, none of those things. Or at high percent. It's where I was actually going with it.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
To be a complete player, you have to convert.
Yeah. And because Melon was up at the beginning.
That's
and
right.
It really was. The difference was being able to close out stocks. Ganon can't struggle with that. He accidentally knocks you off stage, right? But, Falco can. And it looks like if Melon can't put together the ends of his game plan, won't be a great look.
However, different game plan entirely, and this is a strat.
The strat is they don't ban Dreamland and you pick Puff. Is that the strat?
I think the strat is if you play a character, while yes, you do have to adjust to playing a new character, but your opponent also has to adjust their game plan. And what they've learned about you from game 1 goes away a bit, And if you're practiced, you're actually, this is a real secondary or something like that, you have reps in.
Sure.
You can play it competently. if that is the case.
I mean, it could even be a Puff main who just hears, you know, like, Falco destroys Ganon, Ganon can't do anything against the lasers. Now, NoFluxes can do things against lasers. Ganon does struggle with it, right? But you have to have a really conscious laser game against a competent Ganondorf like NoFlux in order to truly shut them out with lasers, and aerials too get mixed in, yeah.
NoFluxes, I think, is particularly strong against floaties.
Feels that way, yeah.
And you can definitely see him having a lot of license to move around, and those, like, his ability then to mix up Melon, I think, is going pretty far. Just like straight up not losing neutral, not really even eating stray hits.
Yeah, I mean, the spacing from NoFluxes has always been impressive. Part of it's how he weaves in and out with the circle jumps with the wavelands. And his knowledge of the hitboxes, of course, is crazy too. Seems like he really favors back. I mean, I know he favors back air in general, but particularly in this matchup, he's liked it a lot.
Yeah. I think like in contending with Melon's aerials, because Melon hasn't been doing as much as like what you'd expect from like the basic Jigglypuff weave in, weave out back air. It's like pretty strong against like fair or soft nair in or something like that, and that even trading with that back air.
Oh, look at moonwalk action.
Moving around. I think that was supposed to be a down throw, but like the back air is still sending pretty far, and Ganon's got like pretty good, you know, can reliably kill Puff, which I think is not something that other characters have on Dreamland.
Yeah, they can't necessarily claim that, but even just like the standard game plan kills Puff eventually around 100, right?
Yeah,
like even just another back air or forward air.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think about what Melon needs to do to get back in this game, and it's tough. I think that a lot of Melon's playing a little bit directly, if that makes sense. Like,
there's no
like we're missing like a feints, I guess.
Yes.
Like,
what is it called? I'm looking for a level of not lying. What spies do?
Covertness?
Yeah, maybe. Yes, but like it's direct. Like, I want to hit you, so I'm going to go where you are.
Or I don't want to get hit, so I'm leaving.
Yes.
And in either case, NoFluxes is... It feels like this is an easier game for NoFluxes than the skill difference I think should allow. I think the reason for that is NoFluxes is just taking what's being given and doing the right thing with it.
Sure.
And so I think that NoFluxes is... There's been like no hard callouts. It's just following the game plan.
Yes.
And I mean, there's lots of small callouts, right? Because you kind of have to guess maybe Puff's going to jump there, so I'll try a stomp. And then worst case is you eat a back air. And see, in this situation, Mel knows what to do. But then not drifting away, sort of staying in place on the platform, just hoping to get a hit when NoFluxes comes back on. So a little more weaving in and out, a bit more...
ambiguity.
Shiftiness,
yeah. Because NoFluxes is just playing around that range, period, you know? And like, Ganon is afforded that with, like, his bair and forward air, and with Melon's, like, if he's not spacing correctly, like, there, and not reacting to NoFlux's ability to wave dash off the platform or towards him.
Yeah, like probably not primed for it because you don't recognize it as a zone of potential threat.
That's right.
Which is something you need to. And it's one of those things where, like, in Melee, you know the saying, like, plans never survive contact with the enemy? In Melee, you can't let your opponent's plans survive fully intact. Like, of course, the game plan will still be strong.
You have to challenge.
Yeah, you have to do something to get them out of their element. Make them chase a little bit or push them when they in a spot that you think is weak. And Melon just had a hard time finding any spots like that.
Yeah, breaking the plan or the flowchart. So NoFluxes looked very comfortable in that way as well.
Yeah. And, you know, it's strange for Melons. Usually Melons are either really good or really bad, and that melon was, like, kind of pretty all right, you know? Have you not found that? Think about it. Every melon you've ever tasted, it's either like the most delicious fruit ever, or it's like, it tastes terrible.
I don't eat a ton of melon.